People often ask me why I cook in quantity. It's not because I have a big family. Well, it is because I have a big family, but it's also because I want to be able to cook once and eat twice. I want the effort to come in one day and the zhuzhing up a lovely plate to come another, because life gets in the way sometimes, but you always got to eat. I made extra roast chicken. You can use rotisserie chicken with pleasure, no judgment. Extra grains, veg from the fridge, and I'm going to make a beautiful salad for about 4 people on this plate. It is going to be my leftover chicken salad, but there is nothing left over about it. Because I made the effort of cooking yesterday, this should really only take about 10 or 15 minutes from fridge to table ready, which is a gift if you've come home late from work. If you're not using courgettes, you could use tomatoes, just whatever you've got in your fridge. You might have some leftover green beans or some broccoli or whatever you've got hanging around. Use it. So I'm going to just mandolin. I'm going to put them in this bowl, pinch of salt. I'm going to zest my lemon. I'm also going to put some garlic oil, and they are going to sit and marinate for a little bit together. To my leaves, I've got a bulb of fennel that's kind of lonely in my fridge. So I'm going to mandolin this into my salad leaves that I've washed, just to give a little added crunch and texture. So I've got the fennel, just going to separate it out a little bit. I'm also going to add some fresh herbs. I'm going to add some mint leaves and parsley leaves. I'm not even going to chop them. I'm just going to put the whole leaves in. I really, really love a whole herb in a salad. I just think it brings all the freshness I'm looking for, and I can't always be bothered to chop them, even though you know that it's one of my, cathartic exercises. That should be enough. Now, the trick with this salad is that you dress all of the different elements individually before you build. So here I have a very basic mustard vinaigrette with lemon juice and sherry vinegar and olive oil and salt, and I'm just going to pour that on and dress my leaves. There we go. The courgettes have had a little while to hang out. I'm going to add some of this lovely lemon basil and also some dill. I'm going to julienne these, which means it's a very posh way of saying I'm going to cut them into thin strips. The courgettes, also some dill. Just makes everything brighter. So just going to mix them in. You can already feel in that 5 minutes how much the courgettes have softened. They're floppy now. They've completely macerated. That means they're as tasty as you like. These are gorgeous radishes. Now, if you're like me, I would eat the whole thing. I often see people take the leaves off. You don't need to take the leaves off. They are peppery and delicious. But if you want to, you can. Now, we could slice these, but I think it'd be quite nice to have them chunky on the plate. These are just going to bring a lovely bit of fun and crunch, and they will be really great. Last thing we need to do is attend to our bird. Now, we have choices here, as always. You might notice I might have eaten that wing last night as I was putting it away. You can either caveman style rip it with your hands, shred it with a fork, or you can leave it in pieces. For all of you asking, I can hear you through the camera, this is my back to basics roast chicken. This is the simplest roast chicken that I make on repeat all the time. So I'm going to keep the breast and the dark meat separate. So here we go, time to plate. Got my leaves right here, dressed and ready, and I like to pile them in the middle of my plate. Got my chicken that I'm going to put on 2 sides here, and I've got my legs and thighs on this side, my fregola from last night, lemony, herby, and I'll put this on 2 sides. It's like making a dial. Put our radishes here for just a little crunch, fun, freshness. The courgettes finally, and we're just going to pile. Leave the dressing behind so it doesn't pool in there. This is just an example. This whole plate here is a jumping off point for you. Whatever you've got, this is just a concept of a way of eating. It's not prescriptive. You can choose. I'm going to show you another version with some leftover salmon. I actually don't know what to call this salad, so hit me with your suggestions.